Humble to be here. This is episode 5 of JPJ Health and Wellness. Um, as always, I'm going to be giving the breakdown of today's movement. Um, but I do want to touch the topics of overall wellness. And wellness is, for me, a complete different entity than health. It's more of a holistic version of health. Mind, body, spirit, soul. Um, and let's start off with today's breakdown of what I did today to stay active. Um, I got a core workout in, 3 sets of 50 crunches, and I walked a mile um, in distance. And I think that covered cardio for today and took care of a little core. Originally, my plan was to run a mile today, but that didn't turn out the way I planned to. I intended to, and that's the thing about wellness, right? You are completely capable of changing your mind at any given point, depending on what your um, north star of wellness is, and um, being self aware. On the other hand, of your own progress, how fast you're going, those plateaus you're trying to overcome, overstep, and create new habits and goals for yourself, right? Long and short term. And me changing my mind today wasn't that big of a deal. It comes down to well cover topic that I'm always going to revert back to because it's the basis of everything that I do in my health and wellness journey, especially the wellness part, is contentment. Being content with the decisions you make to achieve day in and day out your short term goals and your long term goals in your health and wellness journey. And it's a journey, right? It's not just a one time thing. An overnight success. It's a thing you do consistently over time and consistently over time to um, push yourself further and not stay stagnant or complacent with things you're comfortable with. They say comfort is the enemy of progress. And I think that's completely true. But nowadays, for people on their wellness journey, I completely emphasize, things that are foundational to my quote unquote success of my own health and wellness journey. Things like gratitude, being grateful to even have the opportunity to one up yourself, not being in competition with anyone else, but being better than the version of yourself you were the day before, the month before, the year before, and contentment, Contentment's a huge one because it's something that you have, and I hope to instill in you guys long term, not just short term, but long term, to be okay with not achieving your goals, to be okay with not uh, completing what you intended to for the day. Changing your mind, right? And changing your mind doesn't mean you're being comfortable with yourself, but changing your mind can mean you're taking 2 steps backwards to go 3 steps forwards. And most people don't think about it like that. It's more, I'm chasing something. I am driven to reach that goal. And if I don't get that goal, and this is the part where it comes not to just health, but wellness, people get depressed, right? They say, man, I shoulda, woulda, coulda this. You got to wipe all those words off the table and off the slate and give yourself a clean slate to say, it's okay that I didn't do those things. What can I do to make myself better and um, reach what I intend to do for myself, right? Um, and that's what contentment is. Contentment is being okay with what looks like on the outside is not making progress and getting to the core of what the problem is or the goal is and saying, right now, it's okay to change my mind and um, it's okay to regroup, your strategy and find a different way to reach the goal that you have in mind. That may take a little longer. That may uh, challenge you to bear more patience. But the beautiful thing about patience is the more patience you have to implement towards your core philosophies, your core um, goals, that your North Stars that you have, is that you will get the best possible outcome, because the more time you spend on those things, the more the little things that took to get to that point will be ingrained in you. So when you reach that point, you get to a point where you understand what it feels like to lose it, right? And being detached from actually losing that thing, and understanding that it took you the long route, the long way to get to where you wanted to go. But it was those little steps, right, that mattered the most. And you don't want to slip up and make mistakes that will bring you back down the ladder or rush you towards the next goal, right? You just want to be solid in the middle and um, keep that basis of contentment, right? Don't get depressed, don't get anxious. Those are the two things that I'm focusing on myself in my own journey. And, keeping tabs on today's uh, uh, itinerary of what I did, right? Um, I didn't look back and say, "Oh, I should have ran. I should have done this. I could have done this better. I would have done this if I had this or that, or if I felt this way or that way." But I didn't give in to my short term feelings. I didn't feel disappointed. I didn't feel discouraged or depressed about what I shoulda, coulda, woulda done. But I did what I could. I did what I had to do today to get some movement in, to get some uh, baby step progress in order to reach the long term goal, which is, I know I mentioned I have a 10-month goal um, down the line that I want to reach a little less than a year from now. But am I going to reach that point and, feel anxious about where I need to go next? Or will I be able to reach that point, look back at all the baby steps, and understand that I have time to replan, to strategize my next goal and my next, what I intend to do next in my health and wellness journey? It's a journey. And journeys, at least in my perspective, in my point of view, I don't ever want to end, right? Um, like I said yesterday, I have no pride in understanding there are different points in time that I'll be up, different points in time that I'll be down, but do I have the humility and the perspective that I am not as behind as I believe my feelings tell me I am, or I'm not really anything in the grand scheme of things of what I want to become. I am straight down the middle, and um yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today with you guys. Um and yeah, remaining humbled, as I say in the beginning of every show, to be able to give what I have to offer while documenting my journey is is everything for me. And um you know, getting to a point of peace is also what I want to push, with contentment, gratitude, and peace um, throughout the journey, not just when I accomplish something or seeing what you guys will do when you accomplish things, being able to go back and forth with things we want to talk about on our journeys that are all different. We all have different body types. We all operate different ways. Um, we all have different quirks to get us from point A to point B to point B to point C, on and so forth, all the way to point Z, and then some, right? We're all different. And the more I can push out peace, contentment, and gratitude right down the middle of um, what I'm pushing out in content right now to you guys, the more it makes me feel wholesome to um, continue to do what I do, which, like I said, the journey never ends. And what I foresee being a very long time, um, interacting back and forth with you guys and giving you guys as much knowledge, even though I know a bunch of it will be repeated and consistent down the line, pushing the same message a million, billion, trillion different ways. And that's today's episode. I'm Jonathan, and I'll catch you guys later.